Hello investor, my name is Brian Strain and I'm going to show you how to find trades super fast and super easy using our odds online software, even if you don't know the stock or the strategy you want to use. Odds Online is unique because it helps you find trades using multiple paths. In this video, we're covering a path to use when you don't know which stock or which strategy you'd like to use. You just know you want to find a trade. We're going to start by clicking on the Scans title from the home page. We have multiple scans for you to use. They're broken up into 3 sections. Proprietary scans. These are scans that you'll not likely find in other places. Hot scans are very popular in the industry, and you will find them in many other programs. Custom scans. These scans are very popular concepts, but we've taken them a bit further, giving you the ability to change settings to zero in on the conditions you might be looking for. I'm going to start with hedge fund straddles, one of our proprietary scans. When I click on this scan, I get a list of assets that are poised to make a big move according to the Connors-Hayward scanning method, and it's pretty fast. Currently this list is pretty long, so I'm going to narrow my selection by telling Odds Online that I do not want to see those assets with duplicate signals in the last 75 calendar days. I do that by clicking on No. There we go. Now that I have a smaller list, I'm going to click on the first ticker symbol and select Strategy. This takes me to the forecaster. By default, the forecaster is already selecting the best strategy for stocks found in this scan. Since the scan predicts a large move but does not predict direction, I'm going to click on the Straddle Strategy shown on the right. You could choose another strategy, but this scan is called Hedge Fund Straddles. I also have some options on this page, and that can help me find a trade I'm looking for. I don't want to use this list selection right now because I've already selected a stock from the scan list. I'm going to select the display option to show the 1-month implied volatility. Like that. I'm also going to include the put ask price. Like that. I'm going to leave the other display options set to the default. The filter is probably better when you're looking across many stocks, but there are a couple of filter settings that can be helpful here too. The first one lets me limit the stock price. In this case, I'm going to leave that wide open. I already have the stock. The next filter lets me choose the range of options expirations for the trades that I want to see. I'm going to be looking between 30 days out to 1 year out. If I know how much I want to risk, I can limit my net debit in the next filter. And for this strategy, I'm going to leave the probability wide open as well. The trade selection will help you find a trade you're looking for, even if it is just one stock. The trade selection lets me tell Odds Online how many trades for each stock I want to see in the list. Right now I have 1, but I will change it to 3 so you can see how it works. Now I have 3 trades on the stock. The sort direction works in concert with my selection priority. I want to see the straddle trades that have the smallest net debit, so I select the smallest in the sort direction and the net debit in the selection priority. This tells Odds Online that of all the available straddles on this stock, I want to see the 3 trades that have the smallest net debit. And here they are. Now I'm going to go back to the trade selection and tell it I want 1 trade, so that you can see of the 3 that I have the one with the smallest net debit. Now I have everything that I need to know to make my decision. I see the closing price of the stock, the expiration date, the strike price, the net debit, and I even know how far up the stock has to move in percentage terms for me to break even. And because I'm non-directional, I also know how far down the stock has to move for me to break even on the downside. Now I want to look at a profit-loss graph on this trade. I click on the Analyze button. I get a detailed image of the trade's potential along with the position Greeks, the number of days to expiration in both trading and calendar days. From here I can save the trade by clicking the Save Trade icon. Now I want to go back and look at one of the other 3 trades so I can make sure that I chose the right one. I can now close this graph and go back to the trade selection and bring back the 3 trades. I'm going to choose the next trade that I want to analyze by choosing the one with the next smallest net debit, this one. When I get to this profit-loss graph, I can see it's a little bit different. And if I want to compare those 2 profit-loss graphs side by side, I need to save this trade too. Now I can close this graph and go to the Me section. Click on the Saved Trades, and I can see those trades right here in the top, the last 2. I can click on the radio buttons here and then click on the Compare. And now I can see both trades side by side. I can see that one of them is a little bit more bearish and one of them is a little bit more bullish. That is, they have a slightly different bias because the stock is in between the strike prices. So if I had a bullish bias or a bearish bias, I could use that to choose which one of these 2 trades I wanted to do because they were pretty similar in price. For me, I would probably go with the more bullish one in this case. So I can close this. I can actually delete this trade by going over here to the garbage can and deleting that trade. I've saved a few of these door trades. Now I've only got one. I can save this door trade for the future and it'll help me to track my performance over time. I can come back here, click on the graph, and at a later date I'll be able to click on the historical performance and see how this trade has been performing over time. So that's it for that. Now I'm going to go back to the beginning and I'm going to show you exactly how fast I can find this trade again using Odds Online. A great thing about Odds Online is that it saves your settings that you've used last when you're using different parts of the software. And that makes it so that you can get trades even faster. So if I wanted to look for another trade using the same method that I've already done, I can actually I'm going to show you how fast it can go. I'm going to click on Scans again, Hedge Fund Straddles. Don't want duplicates. I'm going to choose the next one down this time. Strategy, by Straddle. You'll see that all my selections up here remain the same. Click Analyze, and I have my trade. Just like that. That's it for this path to finding a trade. In different tutorials, I'll be showing you other paths, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.